There are two guarantees in life, death and taxes. And while we can't avoid either one, we can absolutely influence how much tax we pay over our lifetime. Taxes are the biggest expense most Canadians will ever have during their working years. Bigger than groceries, bigger than utilities, often bigger than your mortgage interest. We must pay what we owe. Avoiding taxes illegally, that comes with penalties, fines, even criminal charges. But understanding how the system works, that can save you thousands. And today I want to walk you through practical, everyday ways that you can reduce the taxes you pay. No accountant required, just awareness. Let's start with the big one, income tax. In Canada, we pay both federal and provincial income taxes. The federal rate is the same across the country, but the provincial rate, that's where things get interesting. Canada uses a tiered system. The more you earn, the higher percentage you pay on the next portion of income. Let's compare two provinces, Alberta and British Columbia. Here's how the income taxes compare. $50,000 income, Alberta is $7,300, BC $6,589. $100,000 income, Alberta $22,267, BC $20,833. $150,000 income, Alberta $40,526, BC $40,641. Now here's where it shifts. At higher income levels, $200,000, Alberta $61,395, BC $63,247, $350,000, Alberta $131,214, BC $141,675. A $500,000 income, Alberta $203,214, BC $221,925. If your income is above $150,000, Alberta becomes significantly cheaper from an income tax perspective. One of the simplest ways to pay less tax, choose where you live. Now I know moving provinces isn't always realistic, but if you're flexible, if you're remote working, if you're nearing retirement, provinces matter. If this kind of practical, real-world financial breakdown is helpful for you, hit like. It tells YouTube that this is worth sharing. And if you want more financial survival conversations, calm, common sense, money talk for Canadians and Americans, subscribe. Because we don't just talk about making money here, we talk about keeping it. Next, property taxes. Those are charged by municipalities. They assess your home and charge tax based on its value. And here's something interesting. The property value doesn't always tell the full tax story. Look at these three cities. Red Deer, Alberta, average home price, $346,000. Property tax is about $3,400 a year. That's roughly $286 a month. Mississauga, Ontario, the average home is over $1 million. Taxes on an average home are about $4,264. That's $355 per month. The home is worth 3 times more, but the taxes aren't 3 times higher. Halifax, Nova Scotia, the average home is $472,000. Property tax is about $5,000 per year. That's $426 per month. So location matters. And here's something many people don't realize. Municipalities can force the sale of your home if property taxes are not paid. Even if you own it outright, property taxes never go away. So when choosing where you live, you need to ask, what services am I getting? Are they worth the tax bill? Can I afford this long term? Because this is a permanent line item in your budget. Now let's talk about the sneaky ones. Consumption taxes. The most common, GST, 5% on almost everything. Chocolate bar for $1, $1.05 with tax. Now you look at the bigger purchases. At a $50,000 vehicle, it becomes $52,500 instantly. That's just GST. Then we have taxes on alcohol, cigarettes, and cannabis. There's fuel taxes, municipal, provincial, federal, carbon tax, tourism levies when you travel. Taxes are layered into almost everything we buy. There's no easy way to avoid these, but there are ways to reduce them. For example, buy a used vehicle privately. No GST on the transaction. Choose a smaller vehicle. You reduce the fuel taxes for years. Review your heating system. Drive less, consume intentionally. You reduce the long-term tax exposure. The government gets paid when you consume. So the more you consume, the more they collect. My 3 key strategies to legally pay less tax. Here's what it comes down to. Choose your province wisely. If your income is higher, provincial tax differences matter. especially long term. Choose your municipality carefully. Property taxes differ dramatically. Know what you're paying for and what you're getting. Consume what you need: a used vehicle instead of a new, a modest home instead of stretching it, reducing fuel usage. Every decision compounds. Taxes are unavoidable, but being unaware is optional. Most people focus on earning more. Few focus on structuring life to legally pay less. Financial survival isn't just about income. It's about efficiency, and over a 30 to 40-year working lifetime, small differences equal hundreds of thousands of dollars. I hope this encourages you to look at the decisions that quietly shape how much tax you pay over your lifetime. Because once you understand how the system works, you can work within it, legally, intentionally. And if you want to keep building financial awareness, I've got another video right here where I talk about the Burr's method of investing. Go watch that next. And if today's video helped you think differently about taxes, hit like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.